Building a business. To some, it's never an easy task to partake. And to some, they have very good stories of how they started from scratch and built their empires to profitability. And that's the reason why Bizna Kenya and MC Moments have partnered to bring you Biz Talks. Biz Talks. And here we shall be hosting mentors, people who have gone ahead of us, people who have created these empires, people who have also on the verge of creating these particular big businesses. And these lessons will be valuable for you, the business person, for you, the aspiring business person, the entrepreneur, so that at least you can make wise decisions when it comes to building that business. So every Friday at 8 a.m. on all business platforms, that's the Facebook and YouTube channel. Good morning and welcome to Biz Talks. Karibu sana. Today is going to be an amazing conversation, I tell you, because we'll be helping you. I like it. Why? Because we're going to be talking about social media and where you and your business go wrong. That's the title for the day. And the guys in the house, my goodness, Sam and Anna are around. And these guys have seen it all. They have been there in the game for quite some years. You will hear about them and the company they represent. But first, as usual, we need to wake them up, changamsha them with a little bit of some Melvin's tea. So karibuni sana, first of all, Saminan.
Thank you.
Asante.
Thank you for having
Good to have
us.
you guys. Good to have you guys. Sasa, kabla tuendelee, lazima tuchangamke. And so, courtesy of Melvin's, we have a lot of stuff for you here. I know you peeped, so have you made your choice?
I've made my choice.
You have? So what are you going to have, Sam?
A green tea.
A green tea. Ah, that's lovely. What about you?
Lemon and ginger.
Lemon and ginger.
I've never tried that before.
That's my take. That's my take, by the way. And you know, by the way, let me tell you, we also have many other varieties, like even purple tea, stuff like that. Oh. But anyway, I'll give you one snatch to go and try it home. So you're gonna have it with milk or water?
Actually, I think I'll do lemon and ginger as well. I hadn't seen that option. No, as a Kenyan, I love dawa.
Yeah. So you want to feel like dawa?
Yeah, with water.
It's okay. It's okay.
Water
Feel
only.
free. Yeah. Feel free. Feel free. It's okay. I'll still give you some different varieties for you to go and test. Is it?
Much appreciated.
So water, milk?
Just water.
Water. Yeah. Same?
Yes.
Ah,
yes,
good one. Good
you.
one. So I'm going to have the honor of serving you. So just flip the cup for me. Then I will pour it for you. Some sugar, or you normally heat it that way, Sam?
I usually have it that way.
Hey, that way, eh?
The stronger, the better.
That's the same case for you, eh?
Sugar is not so bad, but I'll take it that way today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, some tea is good for the morning, especially now. It's a bit chilly still in Nairobi. Some you are complaining it's a bit cold.
It's very cold outside, but in here it's pretty warm.
I mean, not yet. July is not yet. July is not yet.
Hey, it's so cold.
I think with climate change, any month can be July.
Any month can be July with climate change, and we need to be serious about it. By the way, right? Oh, did you take it? By the way, oh, just speak yours. Mine. I'm gonna do a green tea and mint, so you can try your choice, right? All right. Welcome, viewers, one more time, please. If you're watching, let me know that you're watching and where you're watching from, because this is going to be a very important discussion about the mistakes you've been making on your social media. I know most business people, as I said yesterday on my status, people just tell you, if you're getting into business, make sure you're on social media, and then you jump in there, and then you wonder why is it not working, why you're not getting followers, why you're not getting sales. I was told I just don't need to call it sales, there is something called conversions, stuff like that. So I'll be learning a lot as well, and I'm seated here to learn. So if you're there, please click on that share button. If you're on Facebook, let your friends and anybody in business get to know that, hey, you need to learn. Because there is never an end to learning, as we always say. So, good to have you, gentlemen. And before we start, the first question I always ask my guests is, who is Sam? Who is Ann? So that's going to be part of the question as you tell us about social meds and who you are. Please, let me start with you, sir.
Great, thank you. I am Sam Mwangi.
Yeah.
I run Social Meds Digital for the past 6 years now. Started 2015.
Okay.
Actually, our 6th year anniversary is in August.
6th year anniversary.
Yeah. So you can expect something good from us.
I can expect something good, right? I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah. So what we do is we help our customers grow their sales and customer insights through digital marketing.
I like that. You just post there because it's important for business people that you help Customers grow their sales, and what else?
And customer insights, so understanding of their customers.
So it's not just about sales, you need to understand your customers.
Yeah. Actually, we should probably invert that because it's help customers
Help customers
understand their
understand them
customers.
first. Yes.
Yeah, and then now grow their sales.
And then grow
through
their
digital
sales.
marketing.
Wow.
Yeah, we've done it for 6 years. Interestingly, we've clocked about 60 brands this year that we've worked with, local and international.
Wow.
From the smallest to the largest. We've run campaigns for a geographical area of a 5-kilometer radius to a campaign running the whole of Africa.
Wow.
So we have experienced our fair share of the social media and online activity.
Yeah.
And also we've learned through experience what doesn't work.
Yeah.
Some of those experiences have been costly.
Yes.
And from those we've also learned what works.
Yeah.
And how to keep relevant and how to get a business, get its value from being on social media.
Hey, my goodness, we are talking to international people here who understand the international market and even local. You know, I like the fact that you started with the 5-kilometer radius, that for people who are just starting their business just there, that you're not left out, that you also need and you need to know what things you need to do. And I hope Sam did not pick everything out. You know?
No, he did not.
Yeah, let's start with who you were first and then jump in. Yeah.
So my name is Anne Mangoinde.
Yeah.
And I joined Social Meds in 2017. That is how I began my social media journey.
Yeah.
Yes, so but I began as an intern.
Yeah.
Yes, and then now we've grown until now.
Yeah.
So it's been an interesting journey.
Yeah.
As Sam has said, experiencing the good thing about being in the social media space, you get to experience different brands, both small and large.
Very true.
And every business, it's different from the other. So it's been an interesting journey.
Love it.
Yes.
You guys are young, and I think it relates a lot with guys who are watching, because a lot of people say, especially, let's just call it as it is, most business people, especially in the macro stages, are quite senior in their ages, we call it that. And so some of them say, easy videos on social media, stuff like that. And we have to give it all to the generation that you guys are in. I'm sounding like I'm so senior, the generation you guys are in, that you're quite savvy with matters on social media, and you understand these things because these things are popping up, and I'll be asking that question later on. They're popping up. I don't know, there was TikTok, I'm still struggling to get in there, and stuff like that. But we need to be aware so that at least we can, as business people, get to know our customers and sell. I like that statement, so I'll be using that a lot. Okay, so Sam.
Yes.
That's interesting. Have you milked everything about social meds before I get into my questions? Is there something you've missed out? Maybe I cut you short. But anyway, we got it, that you have, this year you said you have clocked how many?
60.
60, are they brands or clients? How do I call them?
Let's call them brands.
Brands.
Yeah.
Lovely. I don't know whether it's okay with you, but if it's not okay, feel free, because I know we're live. I don't know whether you've been given permission to do that. Do you have an example you can give us of a success story of a business maybe that you picked up, you helped out, and this is where they are and this is where they are going? I'm just throwing it to you. I don't know. So you guys will have to be knowing each other. You take that one or whatever. It's okay.
I think we may not mention names,
Yeah.
although if we discuss a bit, it's going to be a bit easy to know who
to
it
pick,
is.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give two examples.
Yeah.
One is an international brand that
Yeah.
operates within Kenya.
Yeah.
They're a very loved brand.
Yeah.
And what we helped them with this year, and
Yeah.
it's a still ongoing campaign, is they needed awareness. Because for being online,
Yes.
there are two types of goals
Yeah.
for being on social media.
Yes.
The first type is awareness and engagement. So that's where you want to grow your page, you want to grow your followers, get
Yeah.
people commenting, and then there's the other goal of conversion.
Yeah.
So for them, conversion was not as big a goal because they have a whole channel of
Yeah.
distribution. So for them, awareness was the goal. So with that, we helped them clock just over 500,000 fans in 4 months.
500,000 fans in 4 months.
Yeah, and
Wow.
for to be able to reach that, we had to reach at around 20 million people for then 500,000 to convert.
Okay.
So that's about 1 in 40. That's almost less than 4% conversion rate.
there's some mathematics there that you're bringing in there that we need to understand, because I think people, business people, you and I, we need to know this, that there's a lot of work to gain that, is it? Please, can you help me understand this a bit better? You know, I'm just saying these are mathematics I had, so I'm also here on a learning seat. So just explain to us a little bit of some of the big work that has to go before you get this conversation, because I think people, and I have to confess sometimes, you know, I threw in, I will not mention the amount, some money on something, you know, I promoted it, and I thought, now I'm waiting, and I saw some thousands views, and then conversions, what's up? You know, there's no callbacks or, you know, stuff like that. Explain to me, help me.
I would say
Yes.
one of the things that businesses go wrong on social media is they go in trying to sell. And I've given this example before when I've spoken, especially in trainings, and said we all have those two friends, and let's call one friend James and one friend Jane. So James is that friend who, whenever you see James calling, you know for sure James wants something. In fact, I think he owes me 5K from last time.
James.
And he's calling.
Yes.
So whether you pick or not, you just know James is like, you know, Minor, I'm in a fix, kindly. Can you do something? Or Minor, I'm having this fundraiser, can you come through? Or Minor, you know, this happened, kindly, please, you know, come through. That's James. But then we have Jen, who whenever you see Jen calling, and I hope there's no real Jen, because that will bring issues at home. Jen is always calling to find out how you are, to tell you, you know, Minor, I think I saw you running a YouTube channel, and you might want to interview this person who I know. Maybe I can connect you guys. Did you know that there's this whole new thing, and these guys want to have a forum with you? Maybe you can talk to them as well. So Jen is always kind of trying to bring value to your life, whereas James is always trying to gain value from you.
So bringing value and gaining value.
So you find one day if both of them need assistance, they need you to sort them out, you will lean more towards the person who has given you value.
Absolutely.
And it's the nature of humans, when someone does something for you out of a good and generous heart, without really trying to attach it to another string here and there, you automatically feel that the scales are imbalanced, and you want to kind of balance it out by doing something for them. Whereas some brands go online and they're James. They're always telling their customers, guys, you need to buy, I have these bags, I have these shoes, I have this thing, I have this, that. And regardless of how good the content is, if you're always trying to get, it gives the customer fatigue. So I'd say that's the one main thing that brands go wrong, is they go online with a James mentality instead of being a Jane mentality. Let's look at an example like Melvin's, because at least this is a brand we can mention
Absolutely.
without fear. For Melvin's, they have different types of customers. Okay, so I'm talking from a general perspective, and then they have a lot of different types of products. So for Melvin's if Melvin's direction for their whole marketing was always to push, it gets to a point and customers, you know, they either become bored or they just stop interacting. But now Melvin's, by engaging with a platform like this, by touching on a matter that matters to their customers, then it becomes something that Melvin's is showing that it's part of giving value to its audience, but by being part of conversations that matter to their audience.
You're right.
So it's all about that, understanding what pain points your customers face and trying to address them, or partnering with people who address them, and then with time you can now do the push or try to sell.
I'm holding my head because this is a reverse completely, because there are people who just know you want to go to on social media to sell. And then you forget that you also need to give. And I like the word value, because what are you offering as well to the people, so that at least they can relate with you. And I like the examples you've given so well put out. James, speaking of which, because we have to do this, we are live. Let me just give a shout out to some of the people who are watching. Jimmy, come out. Do you have James by the way, Jimmy? You know, the good buddy. I hope you're not the one being mentioned here. Jimmy as well, another different Jimmy, he's watching as well. Kipron O'Brien, great conversation. The team is well prepared. on that technical topic. Absolutely, have already seen that, you know, and we have not yet gotten there, you know. Joel Komei, my good buddy, good stuff, checking on as well. I also have Joram in Kirinyaga County. Kirinyaga, hata huko biashara inafanyika, you know, it's important. Kanyingi as well, Kagusha from Gong as well. I hope you're taking notes as well. Danny Sonyango watching from Mombasa, Pwani, Komboka, logged in as well. Oh, Komboka Mogere, I think this one is a good friend of yours, saying logged in. Good job, Sam and Ann. They're checking it out. Good stuff. So guys are really waiting, and I think you've already preempted this conversation, but I didn't want to jump, whether Ann, you have something else that some may have painted out, but this is the question I wanted to jump in. The wrong things that people jump into, because our subject, as we are saying, where people go wrong, you know, where businesses go wrong. And maybe Annie could start us off as well. I know Sam has touched on something as well. Where else do businesses and people go wrong? Yeah.
Okay. There are different things, but I feel like one of the greatest things is getting on social media with no objective.
Oh.
You know, like you're just getting on social media because your friend is on social media or you see other businesses are on social media. So by the time you're getting your business on social media, you need to have a why.
Okay.
You know, are you going to sell?
Yeah.
Or are you going, as Sam has said, are you going to create awareness about your product?
Okay.
So what is the end goal?
Yeah.
You know, for using the social media platforms.
So actually, those are like two different things. There is a selling bit of it, and there's the awareness bit of it, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, you better tell me what you do yourself. But go ahead.
Yes. And I feel that for most businesses, they want to jump right into the sales part before creating awareness about their products. So you don't expect me, for example, if you're selling handbags, I don't know about you. For example, as Anne, as a consumer, I know you sell good bags and all that, but I first need to see content relating to your brand and all that before now starting selling it to me. Is it things like also the story behind why you're doing this? Yes. Does that apply? It's a great motivation. It's a great motivation. No, it's not only about the what, you know, about the handbags. It's not only about the how, it's about the why. Why are you selling those bags? You're right. You know, because the why, I feel like it's going to make you or sustain you longer, you know, being on the platforms. And one of the greatest things that, like we have a process. So for us, we encourage people, once you get on social media, the first thing you need to do is create awareness. Okay. Create awareness first. Yes, create awareness. And then now building relationship. There's a reason why social media is called social. It's about building connections. So first of all, you have to build connection with your audience before really, you know, like selling to them what you want to sell. And then now, as Sam had said, there are different types of content that you can share with them. So I'll just share according to, you know, our process. Okay, please, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, so that at least we can make you understand. This is free coming to you. So that we can make you understand instead of telling you, you know, don't sell. So, you know, so the first thing or the first type of content, it's called evergreen content. Evergreen content. Evergreen, like how the name says it, evergreen. You know, it's something that, you know. I know a place called that, but anyway, it's just a term for now. Yes. So evergreen content, it's content that's relevant, and it's something that even your opponent or your competitor can post. So it's something that does nothing to do with your brand. It's about the hows, the tips, you know, just some nitty-gritties here and there that you can share with your audience that are helpful for them. And that is what Sam was mentioning about Jane. Jane always gives value. So you give value to your audience through the evergreen content. And then the second style of content, it's called thought leadership. Thought leadership. Okay. Evergreen, note one. Number two, thought leadership. So thought leadership, it's the kind of content that now makes you to be a thought leader to your target audience. So, for example, Melvin's tea, whenever I go to the supermarket, because now I've seen Melvin's tea, so it's going to be a thought leader when I go to the supermarket and then I spot it. So through the awareness and the evergreen content that they have shared online, once I go to buy something in the supermarket, then I see Melvin's, then it pops something in my head. So you remain top of mind of your target audience. Absolutely. Yes. So now how you build that is through, you know, giving insights about your brand through blogs or just content that points back towards your brand, but you're not telling them to buy anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then now the third type of content, it's called call to action.
Call to action.
Yes, the James
so from
kind
evergreen,
of content.
thought leadership, now call to action.
Yes.
Did you say some serious quote when I was taking notes?
No. So now call to action, as it says, it's content that calls people to do a specific action. Yeah. Either buy now.
That's where the sales now come.
That's where the sales comes in.
But there is a process before.
Yes. Wow. It's the last one.
Yeah.
You know. And then now the greatest mistake that businesses do on social media is do a lot of call to action content, as opposed to evergreen and thought leadership content. So we usually advise businesses, evergreen and thought leadership should be about 80% of your content.
And just 20 years.
And just 20% CTAs or call to action content.
CTAs, call to action. My goodness, these are very nice terms. Now, I'm thinking this way. I think most businesses have done the mistake of jumping to CTAs. I want to use those nice terms now so that if you just coming in now, you better go back and know what CTAs are. The call to actions, and they're just jumping into sales, as you said, some. And then now, it's more like reverse. And then I think that's where things go wrong, because now people will tune off. These guys are just selling. And you know, guys, I'm going to put you into a practical scenario, because somebody is doing business and wants to follow these particular things that you've talked about, and we want to help them. So how can we do this? Let's say someone is, what's the business that you see most people starting? I don't know. Let's do a restaurant. No, restaurant is too big. People cook from home, is it? Yeah. Let's say I'm doing samosas. I have this skill. My mother taught me. And you know, anytime I go to, those house parties invited, and then you make samosa, people are like, how? These are the best samosas ever. And then you think, okay, it's time to convert this, if I may use that word, into cash, because this is something that you do effortlessly. You know, last week we had our entrepreneur coach, and he said, you need to be doing things effortlessly. That means this is something that you love doing, and it's easy, and then convert it. Where do we start? I got the skill, I can make amazing samosas, and I want to sell. And I know everybody who's watching, they have their product or their service. Now you can relate to that, and let's go through this process. Sam, do we start with you on that?
Yes. I don't mind. That's a good example. Because it's a simple business that someone can start from home, based on something that they can do effortlessly. So I'll just pick back on what Anne talked about. There is the evergreen, thought leadership, and call to action. Depending also on who you follow on YouTube, some other people will use terms like educate, engage, and enlist.
Okay.
So if you go on,
no. We have to go slow with me. It's educate,
engage,
enlist.
So it's the same, evergreen, thought leadership, call to action. For example, this conversation, I would call it an engaging conversation. So it's a thought leadership conversation. Whereas if you were just putting the tips up on the social media page for Business Kenya, that would be evergreen. It would be educate.
That's true. That's true.
So back to this samosa person. Let's call her Jen, because Jen is a nice person.
Jane,
So not only does Jen give value to her friends, she's also doing samosas at home. Let's even expand and say Jen is really good also at chapatis and mahamris, and basically things baked with flour, and meat, and she does them at home. So Jen can get on Twitter as Jen, and most people like to relate with people. So you find that it would be easier for Jen to get online as Jen, because her friends already know her as Jen. And if she's on Facebook, she already has people on there as Jen. And then she can now take really nice photos of her samosas and post them. But you see, that's like a call to action.
That's a call to action now.
It is a call to action. And it's because of that specific case. However, tomorrow and the day after and the day after and the day after, that will not sustain.
You can't be taking samosa pictures every day.
And posting them.
Same way. Not unless they turn colors.
Exactly.
Last I checked, samosas don't have different colors. But go ahead.
Actually, you should be worried if they have different colors. Like blue samosas.
Blue or green, Go ahead.
And now to sustain that, she can have that there because when customers come to her page, she can have it pinned, the way you can pin something to Facebook or to Twitter.
Okay.
And because this specific business, she has just a few products that she's selling, so that becomes an easy point of reference.
Yeah.
But now the other content that she posts regularly can be like, here's how to make samosas with peas taste really nice. You know, traditionally we all hate samosas that have peas.
No, you're like, yeah, what's that?
What's that?
It has to be nyama, you know.
Yeah, it has to be nyama. So if she's now talking about simple how-tos, and then on another day she kind of puts a camera somewhere and she just shows herself how she does the rolling of the samosa, and people can try it at home, and so on and so forth. Those become pieces of content that fall under educate and engage. And then she can even have a day where she asks people, so tell me about your worst samosa experience. Like, where did you eat them and what happened?
Wow.
And you see, these kind of conversations cannot come on a post day saying, I'm selling samosas that are 35 bob each, minimum order is 10.
Yeah.
That is there and that is fine.
Yeah.
But now for the regular interaction and engagement, a post like, tell me about your worst samosa experience can get really long stories that are very juicy, very funny. Yeah. And people interact. And humans value that interaction. People value that interaction. Yeah. It's like a friend who you have a really good conversation with is a friend who you hold close to your heart, especially if the conversation is nice, warm, and lively. Yeah. And that's what we are trying to say about Jane, that she needs to be someone when she goes online, either as Jane or Jane's Samosas, who not only shows the value that she's going to give people and at what rate, but also creates interesting ways of engaging and interacting with them. Yeah. So if you're really trying to sell on social media as Jane or as, let's say, Coca-Cola, a big brand, think of it as if you're entering a room and now you're trying to bring people in there. Yeah. So you'll bring some people on Facebook. Let's say, think about like a rugby pitch. Yeah. There are different stands on different sides. Yeah. So you have your Facebook people there, your Twitter people there, your Instagram people, your LinkedIn people, your YouTube people, and maybe I sell samosas at 35 bob each, and these are the samosas. Some have carrots, some have this, some have that. Yeah. Well and good. Thank you, Jane. So what's gonna keep me sitting here in this forum that you've created, and I now follow your page? What's gonna keep me engaging? It's not every day you tell me that you're selling samosas and you're selling samosas. Maybe once in a while tell me, and I have a Thursday offer. Every Thursday I do samosas at this discount, something like that. And you'll see that a lot with restaurants. Very true. Where they have, let's say, Art Cafe will have a certain period. There's a time where things are cheaper. Yeah, things are cheaper. Addictions. So that is fine. However, that can't be all that Jane is telling her people. Otherwise, they'll just start leaving. They'll just going about their other things. And that's the thing with social media. It's not as difficult to get people there, but it's very difficult to get them engaging on a regular basis. Absolutely. And that's why you find a lot of people who start pages, initially, they get like a really good run, where people are engaging, people are buying, people are this, people are that, the page is growing. But then after a while, the engagement is low. They're wondering what happened. I have all these people, 300,000 people or 10,000 people, and I'm not getting any kind of interaction. It's because the content stopped being engaging.
All right. So what you're saying is it's not just about having the followers. You must really and critically think about the first two steps, especially engaging your audience. So Jane of Samosa, I hope you heard it very well, because I think it's important, because people make those big mistakes that I see, and we have people with huge following but very small engagement, and even with the following, they're still complaining I'm not making conversions. That's the word, right? So we will talk about now the scope, because we have how many do we have? Facebook, Twitter, those are the common ones for us. And then we jump into Instagram. Yeah, Instagram definitely. Yeah, I'm on Instagram as well. LinkedIn definitely. YouTube. Yeah, and YouTube.
YouTube, where we are live.
I think those are now the major, right?
Yes. Correct.
Now we have the other ones that are popping up every day. TikTok now.
Yeah.
I don't know. So Snapchat,
Pinterest, Flickr. Yeah, those are the ones that come top of mind.
Those are the top of mind, right?
Yeah.
So you guys, I don't know where you are Did you call it flip chat? Sorry, not flip chat.
Snapchat.
Oh, Snapchat. What is a flip chat? Hey. Okay, there's a new one called flip chat. Okay, fine. So are you on Snapchat? Let me know. Let me know. I have to get into some of the comments here, and then we'll talk about the reach, and I think I will come to you on that. So Eunice, real conversation here, very informative. For me, it's the why, very important. People are picking that well. Thanks, Eunice, for that. George, got a construction from Gong. Good stuff, keep working, keep working. Peter Masharia, great conversation. People are already asking for your contacts. Hey, Peter, tutazisema. Tony Mello from Thompson Estate as well, watching as well. Let me also give a shout out as well to some of the people here. Samuel Baraka, Samuel was here. He does amazing peanut butter. Sorry, I didn't come with bread. I would have made you taste. I'm still enjoying some. And you know, they have some value addition in it. And I hope some you're listening, because I know you had questions about your page. Now, it's no longer about showing the people what you have. Engagement, right? Even some time you make it, right?
Exactly.
I'm taking tips for you there, Sam, and I hope you're taking notes. Joel is asking a question here. No, he was actually saying a statement first. A strong value proposition is key for a brand. Good point, absolutely. I don't know, it's a question, but I'm wondering whether to jump into question. We will get to questions. There's a question time. Just hold on, but keep them coming, absolutely, and share this conversation out for people to gain and learn. So let's get to, where do we jump in first? Where do we start? Facebook, all these things, you know. First of all, the landscape. How are we, first of all, with the numbers? And I think I'll throw that to you as you tell us where do we start, how do we jump in? For those of them who are still thinking, I need to get in there, you know. Yeah.
Maybe I'll touch on the landscape.
Start with the landscape, then we can go to
I was prepared for that.
Yeah.
As of last year, 2020, YouTube surpassed Facebook in terms of monthly active use in Kenya. So traditionally, Facebook, having started in 2004, really landing in Kenya in 2008, that's where a lot of people have accounts from 2008, 2009, was the dominant platform. And the key reasons why it was dominant is because it's very easy. And then when you get on Facebook, it easily helps you to get to a critical mass of friends by connecting your phone number and your email and telling you this and that about the other. And actually, it's part of the metric of a good social platform is within a shortest period of time being able to help you get people you can connect with. So as of last year, things changed. And now YouTube is the leader in Kenya.
I thought Facebook was, because my grandfather asked me about this book. but anyway, I mean, okay, that's interesting.
So I will say, on average, these statistics are from Hootsuite. That's an international organization that aggregates research from different agencies and brands. And they give a report every year on the performance of each country around the world. So for Kenya, according to Hootsuite and all the aggregated research people, YouTube is leading. So we have an average of about 8.8 million people using social media in Kenya every month. So that's a critical mass of people.
So that means even for you, business person, now that YouTube is leading, YouTube, you don't go to right. You don't go to right. You don't go to right, is it? YouTube, you definitely have to have some videos going there, you know. That makes me happy, because at the bottom line, this company does a lot of videos, so if you want professional videos, you better talk to us. But you know, it's also good to encourage people that even if you don't have those budgets, nowadays with your phone, there's amazing things you can do with it, is it?
Correct.
Absolutely. And then, wow, interesting that these things have changed. Do you want to talk a little bit about Twitter before we get to you, Anna?
I will talk about Twitter.
Yeah.
So right now, in terms of monthly active use, YouTube is leading. And it's because of several reasons. One of the reasons being that internet in Kenya is quite affordable. If you've been to even neighbors like Ethiopia or a bit down south like South Africa, you've experienced how the internet access in Kenya is something you appreciate after you go out. So YouTube is leading, followed by Facebook. Then we have Instagram. And Instagram is also really doing well because it's a very easy platform to engage with.
Absolutely.
Then we have Twitter and LinkedIn. LinkedIn is more of a professional platform. And when it comes to advertising, YouTube is actually the cheapest. People think Facebook, but it's because Facebook is easy to advertise on. It's just boost post.
You know, you click,
just boost this post. But YouTube is actually quite cheap to advertise on, where we had a campaign where we were running and the target was 500,000 views per video, and we achieved like 700,000 to 1.1 million per video for about 8 videos. And it was the budget that we used was considerably lower than what we had anticipated to use. So in terms of order of prioritization for brands, I would say these platforms are key: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Someone would ask, why is Twitter towards the tail end? And
and I thought they were
Twitter
trend a lot anyway, but go ahead.
and Kenyans on Twitter is so popular even around the world.
IMF knows us, man.
I was hearing that IMF story. It was so crazy.
I know.
And it's because Twitter, it didn't get adopted by people as quickly as Facebook, because it wasn't as easy to use. There was even a time when people used to feel like Twitter is a clique. And if you're not in that clique, you're just left out. You'll get on Twitter and you have no one to talk to and nothing to do. And a quick example is I have uncles who are in their 60s and 70s. They're on Facebook. They're not on Twitter.
You're right.
However, Twitter in terms of daily active use is very high. So you'll find whereas people on Facebook, monthly active use is around the highest at 8 million Kenyans. Twitter's daily active use, you'll find I'm logging on to Twitter 7 times a day, once every 2 hours. Whereas on Facebook, I may just log in once in the evening. So that's the difference. Twitter has a lot of frequency of use.
That's true.
As compared to all other platforms. Because one of the quickest ways that business people get to know what's going on, they go to Twitter, they look at what's trending.
Reach.
Reach?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So